welcome back. You're watching Reba Left Behind, and on tonight's episode, you're going to see some of the devastating effects of the rapture on the world of Reba and Left Behind. I almost got through.
I know, I'm so proud of you.
By the way, please tell me not to do a character for this.
Don't do a character for this.
Thank you. By the way, if you want to submit your own fan fiction to the show for us to read and maybe make light fun of,
we're gonna make so much fun of you.
You can email it to fanficnight@orderoftheleague.com.
Do it.
Now for part 6 of Reba Left Behind on Fanfiction Theater, a celebration of naive writing and all of its foibles, flaws, and unintentional hilarity.
Now I missed last week. What all did I miss?
You missed the rapture.
I missed the rapture.
Just the very beginning.
It's
just
been
started.
on my calendar for months, and I can't believe I missed the rapture.
You missed me as Raimi asking Reba if she believed in Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Which she did, but she didn't believe in the rapture, so Jesus was like,
"Oh,
fuck you, lady."
Jesus, like, got you on a technicality, baby.
Yeah, you've had a relationship with me your entire life, but you didn't think this batshit stuff was going down, so...
To be clear, it's not 100% sure that the rapture's happened. Like, Raimi might have just ran away.
Yeah, he might have slipped out of his pajamas and laid them out in his own bed under the covers and ran naked into the night.
But the fact that the next chapter is called "The Rapture People Are Missing!" I think probably leads us.
It's not the name.
Yes,
they're trying to call Rapture technical support frantically. Okay, I posted the links to our ongoing series in the chat. We are on chapter 8 of Family Troubles.
The chapter title is. Let's hear it one more time.
Chapter title is "The Rapture People Are Missing!"
Bruce Barnes was working at the church late again. He was in his car turning onto the street he lives on when iCar rear-ended him.
iCar.
iCar, beep beep.
I didn't rear-end him just walking. A car rear-ended him. I need you to know that. Who was I? Is it Dr. Michaela Quinn? Medicine woman?
I am assuming that it's supposed to be an A, but it does read brilliantly in the first person.
Hey!
Bruce hollers, turning around to see that the car has no driver. He jumps out of the car and runs over to look inside the other one.
Goddamn Google.
There are shoes on the pedals and clothes in the seat, but no person. There is a shiny thing laying on top of the woman's blouse. Bruce picks it up. It's a dental plate. Bruce puts it down and just stares at it.
Why would a dental plate be left? Why isn't our lunch left?
Yeah, kind of arbitrary.
Yeah, if he ate just like 2 minutes, just a couple minutes ago, so he hadn't finished digesting it. So,
oh no, this can't be. Not yet.
Bruce thinks to himself. He hops back in his car and speeds down to his house. He parks his car in the grass and runs into the house. Upstairs in his bedroom, his wife is nowhere to be found. She wouldn't go somewhere this late. Bruce checks the bathroom, but she's not there.
Maybe she went into one of the kids' rooms.
Bruce thinks. He goes into both of the older kids' bedrooms. Neither his wife or his children are in those bedrooms. He is still trying to rationalize what's going on.
Let's listen in.
They are just in the baby's room.
Bruce says. He walks into the room with his heart racing. He walks in and finds that he is yet again alone. Bruce gets on. Didn't he look through the whole house like a paragraph ago? Oh, well. She is nowhere to be found. Then he looked through the house.
The baby's room is in the shed out back.
Bruce gets on his hands and knees and starts crying. He crawls across the floor over to the crib. He pulls the blanket back and sees his daughter's pajamas on the bed. He pulls them out of the crib and holds them close to his chest. Bruce starts bawling like a baby as he falls over with his face in the floor.
Damn. The wife stripped the kids down and drove to Phoenix again. Damn it!
He climbs into his daughter's pajamas and curls up in the crib.
Author's note: they have all been looking for Elizabeth and Raimi.
Oh, thank God. I
Who's
had no
that?
idea.
All.
Maybe Raimi took Elizabeth somewhere.
Reba says.
And Cheyenne was just Reba light, right?
Without the, wisdom of Reba, you know?
A foolish Reba.
Yes.
God bakes the biscuits and I like biscuits.
Now, he didn't come into our room last night. Elizabeth was there when I went to bed.
Cheyenne says, bawling into her Kleenex.
Chloe.
Who was
The hell was Chloe?
I feel like
I
we
think we
ask this
switch Chloe every
chapter.
time. I think, all of us have been Chloe.
But I will be Chloe now.
Okay.
I will assume the mantle.
Yeah.
And Raimi doesn't go anywhere without his pajamas on.
Chloe
Oh
states.
shit, I was Chloe. I know now because that was the exact voice that I was doing for Chloe. So that was perfect.
When they make the movie, this is going to be the tagline. And Raimi doesn't go anywhere without his pajamas on.
It's haunting.
Well, we are going to find them. I'll call the police, fill out a missing persons report.
Reba replies, picking up the phone and dialing the local police.
Hello, I'm Reba Steele, and I would like to file 2 missing persons reports. Why is that funny? Okay, bye.
Reba hangs up the phone.
So last chapter.
It's only Monday. Tomorrow's 2 for Tuesday.
Last chapter, the author made a point of saying that Rayford waited while the phone rang. But that wasn't stated here, so I think she just dialed the police and started like, hello, I'm Reba Steele. What did he say?
Cheyenne asks as Van rubs her shoulders.
He laughed at me, and then he hung up.
Reba says.
So she said goodbye anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. That does seem like something she would do, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Mom, what am I going to do? My little girl is missing. What? When did that happen? I can't just sit here and do nothing.
Cheyenne cries with crocodile tears in her eyes.
That
Wait,
What?
don't
reveals
crocodiles
a lot
have
about
your
her
favorite?
character.
He understands what
Okay, no, guys, come on. She's literally
Yeah, really,
got
yeah.
some crocodile tears.
She got him from Goop or something.
Maybe, like how some people get like a monkey heart because maybe her tear ducts, maybe that was like a season 2 Reba plot
Right,
line where her
right.
tear ducts were seared off in some sort of tragic biscuit baking malady, and she had to get crocodile tear ducts implanted.
Ducks.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cheyenne, honey, we are going to find her. We just haven't looked hard enough for her.
Reba replies.
Like I always said, God bakes the biscuits. I just kick them under the fridge.
Did God bake? I missed
Okay.
last week. Did God bake some biscuits? So,
No, it's just, how Reba always says, God makes the biscuits. I just butter them.
that thing.
No,
that
I don't.
Reba
That's her-
is
that's her
widely known
catchphrase.
for saying.
now I do. But I didn't.
Check Wikipedia in 10 to 15 minutes and you'll...
Okay, I'm about to scream out, so get ready.
Oh,
Mom!
God.
If it were your little girl, you would search the ends of the earth for her.
Cheyenne screams out as she stands up to run out. Reba grabs a hold of her arm.
Cheyenne, we are doing our best to find her.
Reba says sternly.
Let me go.
Cheyenne hollers as she tries to get away from Reba, but she's got too good of a grip on her.
I know it's
Somebody
hard.
from Cheyenne hollers.
I know it's hard. I have a child and a grandchild missing. It's not easy on any of us.
Reba yells.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know it's hard. I have a child and a grandchild missing. It's not easy on any of us. The
Reba
first two
yells.
sentences had periods, and
Yeah.
so I had to obey them.
She was working up to that scream at the end there, I guess.
Yeah.
Fine. Just let me go.
Cheyenne says, Reba lets go of her daughter and hugs her tightly, but Cheyenne pushes away and runs up the stairs. Buck Williams was in New York City trying to get to the Global Weekly office. It was a madhouse. From what he had heard, people had disappeared, even from Global Weekly. A notorious atheist shithole. Buck got an email from Steve Plank saying that he needed to get back to the New York office as soon as he could. Now look, I know you might be unclear as to whether this author shares Steve Plank's
I was
views
just
on
gonna ask.
religion.
Do we,
When Buck walks in the office, Marge Potter falls all over him.
As she is wont to
Sounds like a
do.
dessert.
Like Gangly Man.
Okay.
Am I glad to see you? So many people have disappeared. I am just glad that you aren't one of them and that you can be with us, Marge says.
Marge says,
Sorry.
"That's goddamn it."
I'm sorry. I just was overcome. I was in the moment.
It's hard.
I'm sorry.
I am glad to be here too. I am sorry that so many people have disappeared. Did you hear that Lucinda Washington is gone?
Buck asks.
Gone?
Really?
What a way to tell us, the reader.
I know. So much was. I was really invested in Lucinda Washington there. Marge questions.
Washington.
Steve Plank walks past them. When he sees Buck, he stops.
Hey there, Buck. The buck stops here. Steve Plank. Glad to see you.
Steve says,
This is Marge.
Mr. Plank, did you hear about Lucinda Washington in Chicago?
Marge asks. Steve just looks at Marge, so he's got a line, obviously.
So, is Lucinda gone, Marge?
Steve asks. Marge nods.
Buck, it's going to be your job to go make sure that somebody takes over for her.
Steve says.
Yes, Steve.
Buck replies. I'm a little terrified of the next chapter because it's Christopher's suicide, which I don't know if I trust this
And
author
it's
to
coming
handle
fast, boy.
such a heavy.
We've got like 10
such a
sentences before we're at the apex of this event.
Author's note. Sorry for not writing since 2009. I've been busy with my schooling.
Chat's asking who's Christopher. It looks like it's the co-pilot. The telepathic
Just
co-pilot.
like
yes.
Just like about 150 others, Reba and Rayford Steele were sitting inside the New Hope Village Church in Mount Prospect, Illinois. A
Well,
young-looking...
This is a complete jump. What the hell?
Sure. I mean,
They haven't been writing since 2009, but the story had continued without them.
It sounds like they were teleported there.
a young-looking man in his pajamas walked up to the pulpit. So this is Brutch Barnes.
That's the guy that doesn't
visitation
go
pastor?
anywhere without his pajamas.
Brunch? Is that a typo?
Looking
No,
to see if
that's-
it's brought up anywhere else. I
That's
guess
it.
not.
It's Brutch Barnes. I'm going to voice him as if it's Bruce Barnes, the pastor of this church.
Yeah, that makes more sense, probably.
Yeah.
But we'll all know in our hearts that his name is now.
Well,
Once
no,
they
that
all
it's a
realize
people
that
problem.
they're all unraptured people, they all get rougher sounding names.
Tell me.
Right, like in the new world, he's taking on the name Brutch.
Yeah.
Right.
I know you have a lot of questions. If you could all go home for a few hours, I could help you later on.
He runs the Red Cross.
I need time to come up with this shit.
Guys, please, I need space. Can you all just go home for a few hours?
Brutch Barnes, the visitation pastor, says into the microphone,
Help us now! Tell me where my wife and children are.
a little more crazed. I think he's at his wit's end here.
Yeah, it's help us now.
A man screamed from behind Rayford. He and Reba both turned to look at him. Rayford recognizes him as Chris Smith, his co-pilot.
Wait, how are two tenses colliding? Is that the real plot?
Chris?
Can't take it anymore.
Chris hollers. Before Rayford can get to him, Chris has pulled a knife out of his sleeve and cut his left wrist.
Out of his sleeve?
Is he in a
You didn't mean to cut his wrist.
Somehow the ramp up on this chapter is half a sentence. It just
Came out of nowhere.
Look, it's called Christopher's Suicide, and it literally fits in one page in my browser. So like, also I love that his co-pilot happens to be at the same church he's at.
He's like the ultimate Karen. He says, help me now, and if you don't do it within 1 second, he cuts his wrist.
Right, yeah, he just asked for help. The pastor didn't even respond. He screamed and then went for it. Like,
And
Oh,
they
before I
pulled
could
a
answer, you
kunai
bled
out
out.
of his sleeve and slashed his arm.
Just think about so Misha says, too bad there's nothing the 150 people nearby can do about it. And I was just thinking, the poor approximately 150 people nearby who are having this vein just spurred on them.
Spitfire says it's like the Assassin's Creed Spring Blade, but instead plunges directly into your own wrist.
look, I made my own,
Your own
Mom.
doomsday weapon.
It's like, aha, psh, and then it just slices, right? And it's like, oh shit, this is,
There goes my
I made a
hand.
design flaw.
Okay. Chris!
Rayford screams. He falls to the floor and starts sobbing. He crawls over to Chris as the blood continues to flow out of Chris's body. Rayford just watches
150
him.
people just got raptured. It was the secondary rapture, apparently.
Reba runs over to Rayford. She knows that he's about to go into the floor because this is the same exact thing that he did in Raimi's room.
Rafe.
Oh, we have to go. The kids are all waiting for us at home. If he can't help us, if he can't help it, we might as well go.
Yeah, those are
Reba
two
said-
separate thoughts.
Reba says, pulling Rayford up off the floor. Rayford is delirious.
And delicious.
I knew him. Chris wasn't the kind of person to commit suicide. How could he do this? How could he have committed suicide?
How could he have committed suicide?
He loved his wife.
also, he's still dying next to you. Like, he's
No,
not
he's
dead
dead
yet.
now.
It might have been a really big knife up his
He
sleeve.
cut his entire
I
hand
just-
off.
Super high blood pressure.
Hold on a second. Tristan, this is Nicolas Cage, and I kind of need you to step up for these emotional scenes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nicolas Cage is Rayford still. Very.
I knew him. Chris wasn't the kind of person to commit suicide. He loved his wife.
Rayford says,
Loved my wife. He
sobbing.
loved everybody's wife.
Reba has her arm around him.
He encouraged me to cheat on you. I should have listened.
From what I heard, his wife is gone. Her sons are 2. He's all by himself.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he did this.
Reba replies,
When is this going to end? When am I going to find Raimi? How many more chapters are there? Like 7. Is it really going to wrap up in that time?
yeah, it does not seem enough. Yeah.
Why did my son have to be taken?
Rayford questions. As they walk to the car, there is a light in the dark sky. It looks like a cross, but nobody would notice it.
They're walking away. Meanwhile, Chris is laying there like, I'm not dead yet. As they're walking away. Why would he do this? Like, he's there bleeding like, I'm not dead yet.
And Brutch is like, I gotta go to bed, y'all. I just,
Yeah, I'm
Come
just
back in a couple hours. I'll try to scrounge up a Band-Aid for you.
But I as funny as that is, we cannot overlook that everybody just left and a flaming cross showed up in the sky, but nobody notices it.
Just like them.
Is
not
that
to
just
notice.
like?
They were all
That
Steve
still could be
Planks.
coincidence, but just an omniscient narrator.
I'm excited for the point when we find out that Steve Plank was Jesus all along.
Do you think that the author actually called him Plank for the plank in your eye?
We're gonna meet Arthur Speck later.
Not if that happened, it was by the author of Left Behind.
Yeah, the Left Behind series is pretty god awful, so I would not put it past them.